Imagine a silence so deep it has a weight. Before there was a when, and before there was a where, there was only God. No stars to measure the passage of time. No air to carry a sound. The universe was a canvas without paint, a poem without words. The text tells us the earth was formless and empty, a wild, dark abyss. And yet, the Spirit of God was there, hovering, vibrating over the face of the deep, like a composer poised over the first note of a symphony. The darkness wasn't a mistake. It was the beginning. And then, the silence was shattered by a voice. He didn't use hands. He didn't use tools. He used a word. Let there be light. Light didn't just appear, it obeyed. It tore through the darkness at a speed our minds can barely calculate. God saw that the light was good, not just functional, but beautiful. He drew a line in the fabric of reality, separating the radiance from the shadow. He named the light day and the darkness night. Evening fell and morning rose, the first heartbeat of time. Day one. On the second day, he spoke to the waters. He commanded a space to open, a vast canopy of atmosphere. He called it heaven. Suddenly, there was a horizon, a blue veil of air that would one day hold the breath of every living thing. On the third day, the world became tactile. Let the dry land appear. Imagine the sound of continents rising, the roar of the oceans retreating into their deep basins. Granite peaks pierced the clouds, and cliffs stood tall, daring the waves to touch their feet. He called the dry land earth and the waters seas, but it was a silent brown world. So, he spoke again, and in an instant, the hills were clothed in emerald moss. Giant cedars erupted from the soil. Flowers uncurled their petals like tiny, colorful flags of his glory. Day 4, the great conductors. Now, the stage was set, but it needed a rhythm. God looked at the expanse of the heavens and filled the emptiness with celestial fire. He launched hundreds of billions of galaxies into the void like handfuls of diamonds thrown onto black velvet. He fashioned two great lights. The sun, a massive, roaring king of fire to rule the day, and the moon, a quiet silver queen to govern the night. He set them in motion, turning the universe into a giant clock. He gave us seasons. He gave us years. He gave us a way to count the days of our lives, all governed by the steady, faithful light of his design. Day 5 and 6, the symphony of life. The world was beautiful, but it was still too quiet. On the 5th day, the seas began to boil with life. Whales as big as islands breached the surface. Schools of shimmering fish filled the deep. And above them, the sky was filled with the first songs of birds. On the 6th day, the earth itself began to move. Paws, hooves, and claws made their first impressions in the fresh soil. From the crawl of the smallest insect to the thunderous stride of the behemoth, the earth was teeming with his imagination. He looked at the tigers, the eagles, and the leviathans. He called it good. But the masterpiece, the centerpiece of the story, was still to come. The crown of creation, man and woman. God didn't just speak this time. He knelt. Let us make man in our image. Out of the very dust he had created, he shaped a form. And then The King of the universe leaned down and breathed his own breath into the lungs of man. We were not just another creature. We were his reflection. Male and female, he created them. He gave them the keys to the world, a glorious responsibility to care for the garden and to walk with him in the cool of the day. God stepped back. He looked at the stars, the mountains, the oceans, and the people standing in the center of it all. It wasn't just good anymore. It was perfect. Day 7, the sacred rest. On the 7th day, the great work was done. God didn't rest because he was tired. Omnipotence never grows weary. He rested because he was satisfied. He sat back to enjoy the beauty of what his love had made. He blessed the 7th day and made it holy, a temple in time, a reminder for us that we are not defined by what we do, but by whose we are. The conclusion, the fingerprint. Every atom in your body, every star in the sky, and every drop of water in the sea carries the same signature. This is not just a story of how the world began. It's the story of how much you are loved. The word that spoke the stars into existence is the same word that whispers to you today. The journey has only just begun. Tomorrow, we enter the garden.